Hello everyone. So this is the first part of a series of videos on Bex queries, and in this video I'm going to discuss about the difference between selection and Rkf, which is a restricted key figure, the difference between formula and Ckf, which is a calculated key figure, and then I'm going to show you the BW system where we have the info provider, and I'm going to show you the specific info provider, the data model of the info cube on which I'm going to run the Bex queries. So let's get started. Let me introduce myself. My name is Somnath Ray. I'm a SAP certified application associate in SAP HANA. I also have a CPA. So this is the first slide, and this slide discusses the differences between selection and Rkf, which is a restricted key figure. So Rkfs are reusable objects, that is, we can reuse them from one query to another based on the same info provider. But in case of a selection, we can reuse them only if we are able to save it, only if we save it. And in case of a selection, it is local to a query, whereas in case of a restricted key figure, it's global. And also a selection doesn't have a technical name, whereas an Rkf must have a technical name. And this slide talks about the differences between a formula and a calculated key figure, which is a Ckf. So Ckfs, like Rkfs, are reusable objects, that is, we can reuse them from one query to another based on the same info provider. But if we do not save a formula like a selection, we cannot reuse them in other queries, and thus a formula is local to a query, whereas a calculated key figure or Ckf is global. And also a formula doesn't have a technical name, whereas a Ckf must have a technical name. And also all the formula functions from the formula builder are available while creating a formula, whereas only a few of the formula functions are available for Ckf. Now let's look at the info cube in the BW system on which I'm going to run the Bex queries. And so first what I did, I actually extracted the data from the ECC system over here, and I chose the asset accounting module of the ECC system, and specifically it was 0fi underscore AA underscore 11, and then I loaded the data into the PSA, which is the persistent staging area, and then from the persistent staging area I loaded the data into the DSO, and which is SOMDSDOR over here, and then from the data store object I loaded the data into the info cube, which is SOMINFCUB, and so I'll be running the Bex queries on this info cube. So let's look at the data model within the data store object. So we see the key fields over here, which is the depreciation area, main asset number, asset sub number, company code, and we see the data fields, and there are quite a few of them. And so let's move over to the info cube now. So I'll be running the Bex queries on this info cube. So let's look at the various objects within the info cube. And so we are looking at the dimensions. We have the time dimension, which has the fiscal year, and the company dimension, which has the company code, the asset dimension, which has the main asset number, asset sub number, sequence number of the asset line items in fiscal year, and then the depreciation dimension, which has the depreciation area, and then the transaction type dimension, which has the asset transaction type. And so these are the key fields, like the key figures over here. And so that's all about it in the first video. So thank you for watching this video, and we will see you soon in the second video. And in the second video, actually I'm going to run some Bex queries and on the selection, and I'm going to do a demo on selection, formula, restricted key figure, and calculated key figure. So thank you very much again, and thank you for watching. See you soon.